Time for the Taco Cairo. Yeah, no one's ever gonna say I didn't work for this. Hopefully this is something nice, not lame. If it can't be known to spend all, it kind of suck if it figured out all the money I was spending didn't actually help me at all. I think it will, ultimately. You know, based off like historical precedent. I do appreciate some of the skills I learned in college, like programming. Although honestly, it seems pretty intuitive, and like I could figure it out if I just looked it up. I mean, you know, I probably learned about like for like the intro level class program is semester long, you know, and it covers, you know, the basics like what's it called? Recursion, arrays, for loops, if statements, class, objects, you know, random. It covers most of that stuff, right? So I probably knew a very large amount of that just going into that class. From like maybe a week's worth of work on my own programming assignments in Python that, you know, were self-initiated. There's definitely a more efficient way to learn this stuff, especially for someone like me. I mean, if I was doing this full time, I could learn so much by now. I don't even spend like an hour a day on average on learning programming. So, I mean, I'm including like, you know, the amount of time I spend on homework and class and all that stuff. It's less than an hour a day on average. Homework takes me like maybe 3 hours. They're supposed to take you closer to like 6 to 7. And skipped a lecture yesterday. Don't lecture today. I have like a lecture every other day. So every Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, or every Wednesday. Yeah, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I have computer science. Yeah, so if that lecture's only like 50 minutes, you know, and there's only 4 of them in a week. It's less than an hour a day just on learning stuff. And then programming is, I think total it's actually like an hour a day on average. Yeah, or no, it's 50 minutes. Yeah, so less than an hour a day. It's almost an hour a day, but it's less than an hour a day on average. It's not hard to learn programming, I don't think. So my test scores go, but I always have very weak starts to semesters, but then usually pull ahead strong. Physics had a strong start. Programming always had weak starts. Yeah. I don't think college is worth it for the average American, though. Look at the society we've built with only like a third of Americans being college educated, you know. It's a pretty great society. Now there is definitely a talent shortage in a lot of areas, but that's not because of like a college shortage. Maybe a shortage of good college. But here's the thing, you know, some colleges are pretty exclusive, and I think that's actually kind of hurting us. Some colleges definitely push their kids way too hard. And I understand, you know, having like hard colleges and easy colleges. I kind of support that, but you know, degrees should be weighted differently by employers. I don't think they really are that much. because that requires like your employer to have knowledge on the difficulty level of certain colleges versus others, other prestigious certain colleges. So while they might recognize like an Ivy League school, they might have more trouble comparing like Iowa State to New Hampshire State, you know? Like what's better? I don't know. Have to look it up. May not get a good answer. And like these courses could be like wildly different. Now that's kind of where like accreditation boards come in. But from what I could tell about the accreditation board, it's just a cost maximizer. It seems like the only purpose of like state-run or federal accreditation boards is to make colleges waste money. Like CU Law used to be like $6,000 a semester, and then accreditation board says your facilities are inadequate, build more facilities. So in order to get stay accredited and receive state money, the CU had to build more facilities that it did not need. And, you know, like, that's terrible. It just made things more inefficient, and for what foreseeable gain? I don't think there was any actual gain in there at all. Like, usually when you're making decisions, there tend to be trade-offs, right? So, all right, our car's not gonna have wings, so we won't be able to fly, but we'll put a boat in, so we'll be able to swim. Perfect. That's a trade-off. Now, if you want your car to fly, you want the wings, obviously, so it's a bad trade-off in that situation. However, this seems more like, so we make it harder, and nothing better happens. Like, where's the other end of that trade-off, you know? Those are not, like, you know, the things you want to have happen, you know? Make it unnecessarily difficult for absolutely no gain. Yeah, accreditation boards, it's so stupid. I feel like, you know, I definitely think federal and state governments should put less money into state colleges if you have stuff like this happen, you know. Or they should get different accreditors or something, you know. And then there's a value in paying for research. Which I support a little bit. You know, obviously, you know, if someone's gonna be building like the next, you know, clean energy device, you should probably give them resources to do it. I do think, you know, there's a lot of poorly allocated resources. Partially blame this on the lack of technical people in higher positions of power. Like I've always thought we needed, you know, people who had a larger technical understanding of certain problems, making decisions about them. Like for example, NASA is a good example of this. You know, you should have, you know, people who understand aerospace engineering making decisions about what NASA can and cannot do. Because, you know, traditional logic may sound really stupid to, like, you know, someone who understands aerospace. There's lots of examples of this. You know, for example, like, I think a lot of the congressmen who voted on laws regarding NASA's budget, they don't understand that there are windows, like launch windows, to go to other planets. I mean, of course, you know, like, if the people need money for this project, they'll explain it, but, you know, that's something that should be intuitive and understood. And so money, like, if there's, like, a big project that's, you know, I mean, to an extent, our system kind of works it out, because, you know, the people at NASA, they go and explain those things, but I just think it would run a lot better if you had people with a better technical understanding of stuff running the show. Or having more input, you know. some research, probably the majority of research, the government should have funded, but it does. And a lot of times it's difficult to measure the returns on this research. Like, there are definitely, some things that have definitely been studied through government grants have returns for the, American citizen. And it may be difficult to quantify that and really understand, I mean, I don't know, I'll tell a joke, I feel like the people who kind of run a lot of these systems would call a capacitor at each item with little to no market value. That was my joke. I don't know if it's a good joke or not. Look at that Tesla. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you can barely see it in the corner. Anyways, a lot of society is just about allocating resources more efficiently than other people. We want to have a better society. Generally you need to allocate the resources better. And okay, this is like a thing you need to do to at least stay competitive, right? And then there's also justice involved in that. Kind of got balanced too. So, for example, in the Libertarian Society, I think you might have a lot more justice and liberty and stuff. The resources would be allocated decently well. I think a lot of people would struggle in the Libertarian Society. And here's the thing, if there are cracks, people are going to fall through. So it's kind of where the idea of a social safety net comes in. It's kind of, fill these cracks. A lot of times the social safety net ends up, becoming too powerful and overburdensome and negatively impacts society to a point worse than it had known existed. I do think the ideal society has some sort of social safety net component. And that just might be government money for sick poor people. It might just be Medicaid. Is really the only thing that applies there. Here's the thing, you have to find ways to pay for the services you can. And some services, the people who need them will never be able to pay for them. Like children. Children can't pay for school. Ideally, if you want to, have your system run well, you need to, what's it called? If you want a well-run system, I think you need to try to put taxes as close as you can to the people who use the services. So, if you use roads, gas tax, right? But I think it goes further than that, because who else uses roads? People who buy products that are shipped to them on roads. So, what do you then? Luckily, the gas tax covers it, because anytime someone uses the road, gas tax on the gas, right? And then later, with we're going to need an EV tax or something to cover the stuff. And ideally, it would be, well, actually, not ideally. Trying to think how I would want an EV tax implemented. I definitely think if the future is going to be electric and we're using basically no gasoline on the roads, we're going to need to replace the gas tax to fund. Jesus. We're going to need to replace the gas tax to fund, road infrastructure. And you want to try to tie it as close to you can as the transportation network. So, that might be an annual tax on your car to pay for the road. And that's fair. Because even people who don't have cars will still be paying this tax indirectly. But it'll still be close enough to be be significant, or it'll still be close enough to them, not to be like significant, but that they'll pay their fair share. I think like a lot of problems I see like on the left these days are every single policy has a victim and a perpetrator. So whose fault is it that redlining exists, right? Now the reason we have redlining, actually maybe I shouldn't talk about this because I may not understand the situation correctly. I mean, I think redlining started as or may have started as institutionalist racism. But it's okay, it's important to know what areas banks should not invest in, So banks should not give out loans to communities that are unlikely to pay them back. Because the bank will lose money. Duh, So, whose fault is that? That banks don't want to give out money to people who will not pay the money back, right? No one's fault. Institutional racism is the victim, or is the perpetrator. That may not be the best example, but they have the mentality that there's always a victim, and I think that's kind of like where they get like a lot of their power from, anyways. By telling people you're the victim of this and that and that, they're screwing you over, bud. We'll fix it. And they rarely do. And here's the reason, why. There's definitely some cases where there are actual perpetrators and victims. Probably the majority of cases, but in politics, there are. I have reasonable concerns about some of the problems, and definitely the solutions. I feel like I'm speaking really broadly there, generally. Yeah, so try to put your taxes as close to you can as the people who indirectly use them. That's kind of like what I feel there needs to be an education back pay tax. So if you get educated, you then pay back that expense, or you pay it forward. I mean, okay, I think there should be a general tax that everyone pays, there should be a general state tax that everyone pays. This will cover things like education, police. Or maybe police should be a local tax. State police. And then you got local taxes, pay for local police. There's a thing with police too, generally high crime areas tend to be low income areas, and low income areas tend not to be able to pay a lot in taxes. So why is this only so much? It's traffic. Get used to traffic. Really nice. It's crazy. I saw her my rear view mirrors making all these weird mouth noises. Some people don't realize. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I don't know. I get nervous around drivers like that. I got ran off the road one time by a big black truck. There are definitely jerks out there who will use their vehicle to cause situations that could result in your death. So detached from reality. And then as soon as they do the thing, they're oh crap, I'm such an idiot, and they pull over and they apologize feverishly, and let's not call the cops. Let's not, so state taxes, and then there should be a federal tax. I think the federal tax right now we have is too high, and I also think federal social programs tend to be bad ideas. I feel states that struggle, people should move out, right? You go to states that succeed, and then you get balancing forces that will help fix, or the government should be set up in a way where balancing forces will help fix problems caused by a lot of people leave, you know. Here's the thing, like, you know, someone from Detroit can move. You know, it may not be easy economically, but you know, if they really want to go, you know, there's nothing stopping them from leaving. Well, unless they're in jail, I like restraining order against them or something. Or not restraining order, but do not travel thing. There are small legal implications stopping some people from leaving, but for the most part, you know, if you don't like bad state, you can leave it, you know, and leave behind all the terrible people in it. Now, it might be hard to do economically, but, you know, people vote with their feet is, you know, it's a common phrase in America. There's a reason we say that. Because good states have all the people move to them. Bad states have all the people leave them. For example, California and New York have all the people leave them. Texas has all the people move to them, you know. So, and people should be able to choose where they want to live. Because some people want a stronger government and some people want a weaker government. And both models can succeed on their own if implemented right. But people have to have the freedom to choose where they want to go. Like, you know, there are definitely strong governments that can be equitable and fair, and there are definitely weak governments that can be equitable and fair. You know, and people can prosper in both of these societies. You can do it different ways. You know, there's many ways to succeed, but there's many more to fail. Ways to fail. But, you know, hopefully people learn from the ways to fail, you know. Unfortunately, it seems like a lot of times they don't. Wish we could fix that. Look at you, socialists. Seriously, get it together.